You won't be able to systematize or improve your lead quality if your hands are full holding all those hats up all the time. So, take at least one of them off, hand it off to someone. That may be a coach, that may be a lead agency, whatever it is. Stop wearing all the hats. No, obviously, you don't have any time to change the system. But changing your system shouldn't cost you any time. You should just try to have someone who reduces even more of your time by optimizing it. If you have business and it's steady, but maybe your leads are chaotic, or you do every once in a while hit a bump and you have to go out there and source more work or pay for more ad spend or whatever it is because the leads are inconsistent or they're consistently needing nurturing all the time. That's where you need to find someone who can have a different system. If you as the owner are dipping your toes back into the lead generation and referrals and systematizing how it is that you actually get new clients, that is a good use case for agency or a coach who can help people already existing in your company take that part over. If you are just running on your own, that's fine. We can help you figure out some sort of system, something that works for you. Say you're a realtor and you're mostly flying solo right now, maybe you have a couple helpers. The helpers might be the ones to actually go out there and put out some of the time and effort to put leads in, run social. But a lot of times you as the face, you are required to be the one out there schmoozing around, not just engaging with clients, but also potential buyers, not just sellers, but also potential investors. And then also there's businesses. So really it depends on how you are already structured, but I guarantee that you have one method that performs better than the others that you are better at already, or there's one that you haven't tried which would really have a cheap entry cost. So depending on, if the time is more valuable or the money is more valuable at the moment, then that kind of helps decide what direction you'll go. Again, if you're wearing all the hats, not because you can't, you obviously can if you have started a business and you're at this point. Almost every entrepreneur or business owner has to wear all the hats at some point. But the most successful ones know when to take the hats off. And if you don't take the hats off, you will be the most stressed out one. Even if you're successful, there's just not enough time in the day to scale a company to a certain level. You need to wear those hats in the beginning, because no one else is going to come along. Yeah, let me build your dream for you, in fact, pay me regular employee wage, but expect me to do founder tasks. Yeah, I'll do that. No one's going to do that. But there comes a time where you have been making enough profit now, you can get them to do employee tasks that the founder has been doing, because before you didn't have enough coming in. You didn't have enough structure. You didn't have enough XYZ. You can delegate or leverage out so much that you don't realize you can. There's a really common trope, phrase, whatever you want to call it, called the 80-20 rule, something like that. A lot of the gurus and big influencers, swear by this. The basic principle and breakdown is 20% of what you do gets you 80% of the results. So try not to focus any of your time on the other 80. They still are required most of the time, but you are exceptionally good at 20% of that. So I guess let's stick with the realtor thing for now. If you are mostly solo, mostly running things on your own, what is the things that you absolutely suck at? You suck at something. I promise you do. So find those things and try to never do them yourself again. You should spend your time making the most profit that you can with your time. If you have something that translates to 100 an hour, 200 an hour, you need to only be doing that. And you need to find someone proficient for the other things. So if you're reeling this back in, because everyone knows this, sometimes you just got to hear it again. But if you are having a lead system issue where you as the owner have to go back out there and create more leads, if you are fantastic at that, you should double down on that. And we can build a system that delegates out some of the other stuff you fill your time with. It can even be personal. I mean, you are the business owner. If you are the the blood of everything operating. You're not a franchise, you know, you are down here, small business owner. You are going to have something that you can do, or that you can have someone else do. It might be cleaning your house. You know, really, what are you bad at? And then that's what you're going to trade. Now, if you just have a business because you arbitrarily chose one because you thought it'd make money, this actually might be difficult. People will smell the commission breath. If you have a passion or a motivator behind it, or you've got a brand that matches your personal identity perfectly, that's going to be easier again, because they will sense you are being genuine and you have something you're actually trying to do. That'll work out fine. If you need to hire someone, this is where this can loop back into being a problem. If you have employees or an agency, you need to make sure that your branding or goal or passion is very clearly outlined, and they're either on the same page or they can wear that hat. So a lot of times I'm wary of agencies. You know, there's some I've worked with which are fantastic, and they totally get this. But the identity is really important, because if you have someone who's going to close a deal and it's not at all related to your brand, then you'll end up having weird and inconsistent closes. You'll have resistance where you don't need it. Probably the best scenario is if you have an identity or a brand or a goal or a motivating passion that you can tie your work to, even if it doesn't seem related. If you can do that and you can find the other people who are sharing the same interest, you can start to develop what is referred to commonly as a raving fan base. But it is literally a raving fan base. These are people who will live in the comments section for you. Every time you have a video, they're going to watch it. Every time you post a listing, they're going to send it to their friends. There's a company out here in the town I'm in right now. It is a plumbing company. Nothing too attractive about that. They don't have any overarching like, oh yeah, we're the plumbing company that shows up in fast cars, or we're the plumbing company that teaches you baking also. You know, there's no edge to it. They're a plumbing company, but they're super involved in the community. So anytime there's a little city event or the Chamber of Commerce is putting on something, this company always shows up. So they're getting their name out there, but they're associating their brand with good things or with helpful things. Even in social media posts, I've seen other people tag their company on a page that they don't even really reference or manage. But you need to architect some sort of system where you can generate leads based off of referrals and interest and rapport, honestly. That will give you a lot more stable leads, and you can also start to turn down the work you don't want. We were talking realtors. So in that case, if you are building a community within your town, if you're in one area specifically, or if you target one specific group, like you try to get homes for people who just moved up in the corporate world. Someone took a C-suite position. You're going to be an executive at blah, blah, blah. So you need to move down there. People are looking for those positions. Maybe find some market or community or platform where people are putting businesses up for sale or actively looking. LinkedIn, honestly, is probably going to slap for you. But find a network or some sort of community or place or event or whatever where they are going to be living already. Take that community, leverage the work they already did to compile all those leads, and don't waste your time with 80% of them. There's going to be 20% of them that are worth you spending your time on. So find whoever it is that's going to need a house and nurture those leads directly. If it's a Facebook group, make sure you have a Facebook page. All of your people that you've served in the past, hit them up. Ask for reviews. Trustpilot, Google, your Facebook page. Build some sort of social proofing on your media if you don't have it already. And that's going to help you a lot. Find whatever lead system has worked for you in the past. Lean into that. Ditch all the ones that didn't. And then consider new and creative ones that you haven't done before that have low cost entry. If someone's already done the footwork for you and already laid the foundation and you can walk in, that's beneficial. Make sure that you are spending the correct amount of time. Not just an extra amount of time, not enough amount of time, but the correct time on the correct tasks. especially lead generation, you can find someone to do it best. If it's not you, and it might not be, figure out who it is. If you know what sources you get it from the best, only focus on those sources. And if you don't have the time to do it, and you probably should do this anyways, hire someone to nurture that lead source. Again, find the 20% of the sources that are doing the best for you, only focus on those. If you can find one that outperforms better than the others, screw everything else. All in, completely focus on that. One person, 5 people, 10 people, hire just for that one lead generation source and tie it to your brand identity really well. And you will have an easier time tracking conversions, planning for things, and you can start turning down the work that doesn't quite match and you don't want. Or you can sit in an excavator like a weirdo. Oh, it didn't turn on. That would have been cool if it turned on. If you can dig this information, do those social things like the thumbs and bells and all that jazz. Until then, figure it out. You probably already know it. Stop pretending you don't know it. It's not that complicated. Otherwise, you wouldn't be where you are.